Hello, we are members of the Clark Middle School Informers. We travel throughout our community to inform others about important people, topics, holidays, and observances. Our purpose is not to perform, but to inform our audience by enlightening, enriching, empowering, and educating them. In honor of National Attendance Awareness Month, the Informers will highlight why attendance is essential to students' academic success. Acknowledging this observance in September is a great time for school districts to double down on attendance policies in order to help students build good habits from the very beginning of a new school year. In an effort to continue spreading the importance of reducing chronic absenteeism, we have compiled some riveting facts to further underline the importance of school attendance.
Generally speaking, students who missed a defined number of school days, usually 15 to 18 days, or 10% in most school districts, are considered chronically absent. Students who are chronically absent are not only at a high risk of falling behind, but are also susceptible to a slew of other harmful consequences. Chronic absenteeism needs to be addressed because annually more than 8 million students are missing school, causing them to be placed academically at risk.
Missing 10% or more school days due to absences for any reasons, whether it be unexcused or excused, or even suspensions, can translate into third graders unable to master reading, sixth graders failing a subject, and ninth graders dropping out of high school. Children living in poverty are due to 2 or 3 times more likely to be chronically absent. For some students, lack of nearby busing, a safe route to walk to school, or even food insecurity are some barriers that make it difficult to come to school every day.
To go unnoticed, absences can quickly place students into academic jeopardy. In many cases, chronic absences go unchecked because schools are mainly focusing on how many students show up every day, rather than examining how many and which students are missing so much school that they are falling behind. Chronically absent students are at a greater risk for a number of negative long-term consequences, such as being more likely to experience poverty, diminished mental and physical health, and involvement in the criminal justice system as an adult.
It is understood that every now and then, kids are going to miss school, whether it's to spend a day sick in bed, for a family obligation, or simply to take a parent-approved mental health day. The fact is that students will rarely make it to every single day of school during the year. But when absences become a pattern, the negative impacts quickly add up. It may not seem like a big deal if a student is missing just 1 or 2 days of school during a month, but over time, those days of lost learning can lead to years of academic struggles, as well as challenges beyond the classroom.
While chronic absenteeism affects students of all races, ethnicities, genders, and socioeconomic backgrounds, students of a certain demographic tend to be reported as chronically absent more so than others. For example, students with disabilities are 1.5 times more likely than their non-disabled peers to miss class. 5% of American Indian students and 21.4% of Pacific Islander students miss up to 3 weeks of school or more. Black students are 36% more likely to be chronically absent than their white peers, while Hispanic students are 11% more likely to be chronically absent than their white peers.
Chronic absenteeism is detrimental at every grade level, but it is especially concerning during the formative years. Students who are chronically absent during early elementary grades, when class time is mainly focused on building the foundations for academic success through math and reading skills, they are less likely to be reading proficiently by the 3rd grade. This can be immensely detrimental to a child's future academic success, and may even increase a student's likelihood of dropping out of high school.
It is important to recognize that students that are chronically absent are not just simply playing hooky. There are many reasons why a child might be at home from school, and it is often out of a student's control. Sometimes they may need to take care of a loved one, they are frequently ill, or they do not have access to safe transportation to or from school. Sometimes they may not have clean clothes or school supplies. Understanding these reasons on why a child is chronically absent allows the proper authorities to take steps that will get a child in class more often and give them a better chance at success.
Everybody plays a role in ensuring children attend school regularly. Parents and guardians are essential partners in promoting good attendance because they have the bottom line responsibility of making sure children get to school every day, just as parents should focus on how their children are performing academically. They have a responsibility to set expectations for good attendance and to monitor their children's absences so that missed days don't lead up to academic trouble.
Teachers know firsthand when too many absences can disrupt learning, not just for the student that's absent, but for the entire classroom.
Teachers should promote a culture of attendance all year long by emphasizing attendance from day one and by using parent-teacher conference to talk about attendance concerns.
Principals can create a culture of attendance in their school and marshal the data to intervene with students who are missing too much school. Principals should recognize good and improve attendance, engage students and families, monitor attendance data and practice, provide personalized early outreach, and develop programmatic responses to barriers to attendance.
Superintendents can lead the district and the community in monitoring chronic absences and intervening with students headed off track. Superintendents can 1. Own the issue, 2. Mobilize the community, and 3. Drive with data.
School board members can make a big impact on increasing student achievement by addressing chronic absences in schools. By asking for better tracking and reporting on chronic absence data, investing in capacity building of staff to analyze the data and engage in best practices, setting district goals with accountabilities, and engage community partners. It is possible to reduce chronic absences by 20% from baseline in the first year. This will have a significant impact on third grade reading, narrowing the achievement gaps, and increasing graduation rates.
Chronic absence is a powerful predictor of achievement because it measures the amount of instructional time a student missed over the course of the school year. When we improve our attendance rates, we improve our academic prospects and chances for graduating. In order to learn, we have to be at school. We not only come to school to learn, but we come to school to process new ideas and interests for our futures. There are many of us that want to be successful when it comes to our education now and in the future. Being at school will lead up to that.
In closing, the focus on improving attendance rates for students who are chronically absent is certainly a concern for schools, communities, and advocates across the nation. Many have successfully taken steps to ensure children are attending school more regularly. The key is to use chronic absence data as a diagnostic tool to identify where prevention and early intervention are needed. With that data in hand, schools, families, and community partners can together determine the causes of chronic absence and implement approaches that address to getting to class. We hope the Informers have reached our goals of enlightening, enriching, empowering, and educating you on the importance of school attendance, and that you will inspire others to think the same. Attendance matters!